As we continue to ponder what is on our plate, what should be on our plate, and what's missing from it, we need to pay equal attention to what goes into growing that food and getting it to our tables. Food and water security are tied together and are massive concerns globally at the moment. We know our food comes directly from the environment, but have we considered what impact food production has on the planet? On Food Matters today, we chat to the World Wildlife Fund about its efforts to promote responsible food production and responsible consumption. I'm joined by Mkhululi Silindela, who heads up the WWF's Sustainable Agriculture and Smallholder Support Program. Mkhululi, thanks so much for your time. Now, you are on the ground working with farmers and food producers every day. What are your biggest concerns around agricultural practices at the moment?
So when we talk to our stakeholders and to the communities around the farming areas, they tell us that they observe many changes. We use 62% of our water, and that is because we have not taken care of the soil. So the soil that we have is not the quality that is supposed to be in order for it to produce enough food that we need to feed the nation. So agriculture is responsible for most of the damages environmentally, and it is important that we bring our farmers to a point where we can bring nature and farm regeneratively.
Now, South Africans are well aware of our water problems. What is the situation in terms of water security in this country? And are agricultural practices a part of our water woes, as you mentioned briefly just now?
Water challenges are closely linked to the production of food. It's only 10% of our surface area that gives us most of our water. And that is a problem. We've seen the droughts that have been encumbering the farming sector in the past years. We find that we use about 62% of the water, and that is unsustainable. We need to make sure that the farming practices are actually allowing us to reserve water for other uses as well.
Now, in my research, I found the phrase nutrition-sensitive agriculture. Now, tell us what that means.
In agriculture, we farm different commodities, different crops. It starts with the soil. So we need to take care of the soil so that the soil can give the plant life, and the plant can have the nutrients that the body needs.
So what are some practical ways that South African food producers can make changes to be more environmentally sensitive?
There's a number of things that we need. Firstly, you talked about the water. Water is very important, that we need to conserve the water resources. So we need to take care of the soil. When you farm, you're farming the soil, and the soil takes care of the plant. So you need to make sure that you don't over-till the soil, you manage the structure of the soil, but also you need to make sure that you allow the diversity to thrive within the farming environment. And you need to make sure that you don't overuse chemicals, or you avoid using them, because they have negative impacts on the human health, but also on the environment. So with climate change, these things are becoming more apparent.
And what's the worst case scenario, Mkhululi, if we don't do all of these things?
We're already seeing that our food system is losing the resilience that we need in order to produce more food for the growing population. The shocks and stresses that come with extra heat and the changes that we see in terms of pests, it is clear that we need to be extra vigilant in terms of good farming practices. The worst case is the shortages of food, and in times of crisis like the one that we're in now, we will not be able to feed the nation.
So nobody can deny the importance of our farmers, farm workers, food producers and related industries, especially during these trying times. But our ability to produce those goods depend wholly on the environment and how well we look after it. For the sake of our future food and water security, we will have to invest in an inclusive, regenerative agricultural model that can provide food to the nation while giving back to nature.